All right, you fucks. How's everybody doing? Hope y'all had a good week. Loving my new clothes. You? Well, I didn't get new clothes, but I'm having a good fucking time. I'm getting a tattoo today. Neat. Okay, so it is editing time. It's editing time. Let's just make sure all of my dumb. Let's make sure all my incriminating tabs are closed. Okay, let can hide the multi-stream tab. And right. It's like it knew. Okay. Where is it? Recordings and uh-oh. Where'd it go? Getting a tattoo today. So, what's your tattoo gonna be? Oh, it would help if I actually went into the glass of water folder. Because stupid me keeps forgetting that's the name of my goddamn show. There we go. Has been Discourse 2. Fuck me. What are you all doing? Huh? What are you all doing here? Hasn't my rapist of a sister driven the last of you away yet? What are you all doing? Huh? What are you all doing here? Hasn't my... Huh? Oh, what are you all doing? Huh? What are you all doing here? Huh? What are you all doing here? Hasn't my rapist of a sister driven the last of you away yet? Well, you're here. Might as well entertain you somehow. How's the Has Been Hotel discourse been let? Oh, no, that is something. Here. Hasn't my rapist of a sister driven the last of you away yet? Well, you're here. Might as well entertain you somehow. How's the Has Been Hotel discourse been let? Oh, no, that is something. All right, fine. I'm in a discoursing mood. Here's some talking points about Has Been Hotel Season 2 that I think are really dumb. All right, fine. I'm in a discoursing mood. Here's some talking points about Has Been Hotel Season 2 that I think are really dumb. Too much focus on men. For those of you who've never been to a work stream before, I'm getting the Horde insignia on my right bicep. Nice! Very nice. You won't regret that at all. That'll work. So we'll take this and we'll blur the shit out of it. Now I just need an audio sting for this. Oh my god, I wonder. I wonder if I can get away with this. Well, I'll soon find out. All right. If the stream gets flagged for copyright for that small clip, then I cannot do this. Your eyes
I know you. I walked with you once upon a dream.
Perfect. The throwing ramen, repeatedly yelling, "Men!" Oh, right. Oh, that'd be perfect. Oh, that'd be beautiful. That's a lot better than this. Yeah, all right, let's do this. Stop. Oh, hey, Melody. Ah, this shit again. 1 sec. Perfect. All right, let's fuck this off. Really dumb. Really dumb. Mood, here's some talking points about Hazbin Hotel Season 2 that I think are really dumb. This is something I heard through the grapevine more than once, that Season 2 focused on male characters too much. That's not really the problem. The problem was too much focus on male characters that aren't interesting. I don't really take issue with the writers who would rather focus on one gender over another. I take issue when a male-centric writer is degrading their female characters to do it. And for the most part, Hazbin Hotel doesn't do that, except for Charlie, but at this point I think Medrano just never really had a conception for Charlie's character. I think this complaint comes from two places. For one, Medrano did explicitly say that Hell of a Boss was more male-centric, while Hazbin Hotel was more female-centric, while Hazbin Hotel was more female-centric, but creators often say completely false things about their own works in interviews all the time. I've lost track over the last few years how many times creators would get the details of their own story wrong, only to have people accept it as gospel. So I've always had a policy of just never taking interviews into account. At all. Personally, I think creators need to stop doing these interviews. They're just loaded with lore questions, and I think fandom needs to stop taking them seriously. But second, Hazbin Hotel has a very big sapphic audience from the pilot who generally feel betrayed that the show is a sausage fest. To those people, I'd like to say, come the fuck on. Half the characters are in the Tumblr sexy. Come the fuck people, I'd like to say, come the fuck on. Half the characters are in the Tumblr sexy man suit, loose. Let's see, where'd I put that? There you are, there you are, there you are. To those people, I'd like to say, come the fuck on. Half the characters are in the Tumblr sexy man suit. Oh, right, I should turn that. Ooh. Half the characters are in the Tumblr sexy man suit. Lucifer may as well in the Tumblr sexy man suit. Lucifer may as well be the Onceler with horns. Lucifer may as well be the onceler with horns. You should already know exactly what...
Pentagram City!
Characters are in the Tumblr Sexy Man suit. Lucifer may as well be the onceler with horns. You should already know exactly what Medrano's tastes in character design and characters are. Tumblr Sexy Men were not exactly something that appealed to people with interesting tastes or who would make interesting characters. They appealed to a very boring type of straight or bisexual woman. They appealed to a very... Not exactly something that appealed to people with interesting tastes or who would make interesting characters. They appealed to a very boring type of straight or bisexual woman whose taste in men was skinny and more skinny, and that was it. On top of that, most of the characters are also hot topic fursonas. There's an article on Wikipedia, on top of that, most of the characters are hot topic fursonas. Hell, just look at Hell of a... most of the characters are also hot topic fursonas. I mean, hell. Oh, thank you, you horny bastards, saving me the time it takes getting clips. Just remember the Onceler fanbase on Tumblr now. Thanks, CD. Don't act like it's my fault. This whole show was made by those guys. Yeah, I'm gonna have to convert that too. Great, now I have to have 2 copies of this fucking thing on my Thank fuck I never got into the Onceler BS. Realize Vox is basically Deltarune's Tenna, played by 2015 David Tennant. I hate how my brain works. God, you guys are all fandom poisoned. I think are really dumb. This is something I heard through the great. This is just way too fucking perfect.
At Autumn Dasher, interesting thought.
You should already know exactly what Tumblr sexy men were not. They appealed to a very bored. On top of that, most of that was it. On top of that, most of the characters are also hot topic personas. I mean, hell, just look at Hell of a Boss. There's furries all over the place. You see, there's an article on Wikipedia that you can read about. There's this article on Wikipedia there's this article on Wikipedia you can read about this. It's called white torture, where they lock a prisoner of war in a completely white room and deprive them of all sensation. And that's what you get if you combine Tumblr sexy men with furries. Called white torture. Oh, fuck me. Read about this. It's called white torture, where they lock a prisoner of war in a completely white room and deprive them of all sensation. And that's what you get if you combine Tumblr sexy men with furries, the two most boring things in the entire history of the universe. Why add that? Involve either locking someone into Whole Foods or locking them out of it. Why add that? Oh, I'm trying to make a point of the fact that, like, the intersection between Tumblr sexy men and furries is like a sort of singularity of boring. Like, if it were seasoning, it would be flour mixed with cornstarch. I'm basically saying that, like, furries are boring. Which they are. Calling furries one of the most basic things ever is certainly a very unique take. What other take is there going to be? Sensation. And that's what you get if you combine Tumblr sexy men with furries, the two most boring things in the entire history of the universe. Madrona's characters are all built from pre-built tropes and archetypes, and that do very cute 2000 that do that. Characters are all built from pre-built tropes and archetypes, and that do very cute 2000s internet thing where they're all over designed like crazy. That do that very cute 2000s internet thing where they're all over designed like crazy because they kinda have to be. And this is reflected in the way Madrano writes.
There'll be a piece of cake with your
You're broken from the start, no victory.
It'll be me once I get up.
Built from pre-built tropes and archetypes that do that very cute 2000s internet thing where they're all over designed like crazy because they kinda have to be. And this is reflected in the way Madrano writes. The number of characters in Hazbin Hotel that are actually interesting are quite few. Most of the characters Oh, I'll use this as a basic backdrop. Toronto writes, the number of characters in Hazbin Hotel that are actually interesting are quite... The number of characters in Hazbin Hotel that are actually interesting are quite few. Most of the characters are actually very dull because of fucking... Interesting are quite few. Most of the characters are actually very dull because of fucking course they are. They're quite few. Most of the characters are actually very dull because of fucking course they are. Their designs reek of a... Furries are viewed the same by the general public as LGBT people, that is to say negatively. I've never heard someone call them basic. Well, here's the thing. I'm not part of the general public. I am an LGBT person. I'm not a dumb fuck, I'm not a dumb fuck who watches Fox News. Because that's who the general public are. The general public are dumb. But, like, get past the I literally cannot see beyond the end of my own dick attitude of the general public. There's nothing interesting about furries. They like drawing themselves as a very, very, very boring looking anthropomorphized animal, and that's it. For the vast majority, like in the vast majority of cases, like for the vast majority of furries, being a furry is their only personality trait. And there's nothing inherent to being a furry. The general public are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it, yeah? I feel pretentious calling the general public dumb. That's not pretentious, it's just, like, it's not pretentious, it's just correct. Like, you know the general public is dumb. They voted for Trump twice. Because of fucking course they are. Their designs reek of a creative foundation that often doesn't allow for interesting characters to flourish, because one of the first things a good writer learns... Because one of the first things a good writer learns is not to make characters like this in the first place. This is the D&D law of inverse flourish, the more over-designed a place. Because one of the first things a good writer learns is not to make characters like this in the first place. This is the D&D law of inverse flourish, the more over-designed a character's flourish, the more over-designed a character is, the less interesting the writing behind them is going to be. Expecting anything else from Hazbin Hotel was always foolish. Expecting anything else from Hazbin Hotel them is going to be. Expecting anything else from Hazbin Hotel was always foolish. I never expected, not even from the pilot, that Hazbin Hotel would ever be anything greater than good. But it seems a lot of people did, and in fact expected Hazbin Hotel to be some mic drop moment where this indie darling would show the studios how it's done. But Hazbin Hotel is the very distillation of fandom. It's an adult animated show filled with blood and gore and death and swearing, but...
Oh, bitch.
Where am I?
Trust me, I've done this before.
It's an adult animated show filled with blood and gore and death and swearing, but the themes are extremely simple, childish, and non-threatening.
Right?
Great and redeemed.
Let it
To do something, do I run? To do something, do I run? Do I?
and swearing, but the themes are extremely simple, childish, and I was just surprised to hear that take. Most of my friends are Brits. I just assume I was desensitized to their weirdness, not that they're not very weird. I mean, what weirdness does being a furry grant you? And non-threatening. The plot stops, but Hazbin Hotel as a show is the very would show the studios how it's done. But Hazbin Hotel is the very as a show is the very distillation of fandom as a concept. It's an adult animated show filled with blood and gore and death and swearing. But the themes are extremely simple, childish, and non-threatening. The plot stops dead multiple times for an AMV, and
By Adam, fuck you harder than you thought.
Yes!
I won't forget.
You forget!
threatening. The plot stops dead multiple times for an AMV, and it has more in common thematically, intellectually, and socially with an episode of My Little Pony than it does its own contemporaries. This is the show people imagine when they imagine adult animation getting a more serious audience.
Hey. Bye.
Do it tonight.
Yes, well,
Contribution.
Here! Yes, we are!
We're sorry.
Good man.
Are you sure? Are you sure you want to present yourself like this to all of him?
This is the show people imagine when they imagine adult animation getting a more serious audience. An 18+ rating, but extremely media full of blood and swears, ending with a very simplistic conflict resolution. Dragon Age Origins, Hazbin Hotel. Yep.
Not so.
Pretty okay with either.
Me and Dad are talking.
I gotta give myself one, you know?
Get up there.
For the exterminations to get out on threat of death.
It seems one I can handle the hotel dude.
Perhaps.
Couldn't you help?
Serious audience. An 18+ rating, but extremely unchallenging and safe. An episode of Steven Universe as imagined by Hot Diggity Demon. Safe. An episode of Steven Universe Perfect. Got it. Unchallenging and safe. An episode of Steven Universe as imagined by Hot Diggity Demon. The best version of Hazbin Hotel is just a very well-made version of that very stupid premise. And if you accept that going in, you're probably going to have a good time. But it was never going to be high art specifically because it is soaked in that masturbatory aspect of fandom that favors aesthetics over themes. I have been saying this for literally years about fandom in general. And that aspect of very Tumblr-esque fandom, really horny for skinny guys and very little else. Alistair's power. What's next on the list? Alistair's weak? Okay, so it seems like this is on. Now, I need a clip for this one about Alistair. How about him breaking his chains? Well, you see, we use that fucking that noodle commercial, so I think we should use something also only barely related. You are technically correct. The best kind of correct. How about fight back? I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, let's see. Okay. He gave me gold in the first one, and now I got nothing. We'll figure that out later. What's next on the list? Alistair's weak? Okay, so it seems like a common complaint of the second season is that despite surface of the city, this one's actually, despite being the most powerful sinner in hell, Alistair spends much of the season getting bounced off every flat surface of the city. This one's actually really easy. His staff is broken. He makes it clear multiple times in the fourth episode that his staff is the source of his power, and without it, he's considerably less powerful. And his staff is broken because he was dumb enough to take on Adam 1v1. The kicker here is in the wording. Alistair is the most powerful sinner in hell. Sinner. Hell has a hierarchy in universe, and sinners and overlords are around the middle of the hierarchy. Sinner. Hell has a hierarchy in universe. Hell has a hierarchy in universe, and sinners and overlords are around the middle of the hierarchy. Alistair's deal means he's the most powerful sinner in hell. Alistair's deal means he's the most powerful sinner in hell, which means he's right about here. Right about here. Title card clip idea: Shiraze stubbing her toe and instantly being downed. About here, and vastly beneath someone like Lucifer, who is an archangel like Adam. It might seem silly to do this like Lucifer, who is an archangel like Adam. It might seem silly to do this kind of power scaling, but remember, the most powerful sin.
Playing nice at a stupid
Pretty funny.
toy around at a stupid house me power.
Like you really could.
It's a man like me after death.
Well, I just quit.
Lied about powerful sinner, which you are now, Alistair. You really thought being the most powerful sinner, which you are, meant you could take on an archangel? Oh, come on now, Alistair. You really.
Remember.
Oh, come on now.
Want to put Rosie in ranking. Overlord. Remember.
Oh, come on now, Alistair. You really thought being the most powerful sinner, which you are. Sinner, which. sinner, which you are.
The,
Sinner, which you are.
the most powerful sinner in hell, which you... I didn't say... These deals are
Worthy of redemption.
Twice? You tricked me with a disaster.
Oh, sick. Doing that, and I hate it.
What, this?
Get your hands on Charlie, but you just couldn't help yourself, could you? You f***at, and I
Hurt her.
I didn't say not to hurt her, you moron. I said you're not to lay your hands on her. I didn't say not to hurt. I didn't say not to hurt her, you moron. I said
You really thought being the... You really thought being the most powerful sinner, which you are.
I didn't say not to hurt her.
You really thought...
I didn't say not to hurt her, you moron. I said you're not. You're not to lay your hand. I said you're not to lay your hands on. You're not to lay your hands on her. Hands on her.
These deals are extremely specific and extremely semantic. Alistair's deal makes him the most powerful sinner in hell, and not an ounce more. He could be 1% more powerful than the second most powerful sinner, and his deal with second most powerful sinner, and his deal with Rosie is fulfilled, which is why he keeps verbally trash-talking people into not f***ing him more than 1v1, because he's not more powerful than sinner number 2 and 3 combined. That's the whole thing about deals with demons. They're always monkey paw wishes or Joker's tricks. This is something so common it's found in biblical lore. Yahweh continuously makes deals with mortals that end up having a Joker's trick to them. For instance, in exchange for building the Ark, Yahweh promises Noah to never again destroy humanity with a flood. Instead, he just uses everything except a flood to murder people wantonly. He makes a deal with Abraham for his people's eternal servitude in exchange for a land in Canaan. And not only does that land turn out to be occupied, he doesn't accept their refusal generations later and forces them to conquer it. And when they refuse, he makes them walk the desert until an entire generation dies and says, okay, now conquer it or we do this all over again. Alistair's deal with Rose feel envious and bam, lions eat your face. All of them are about not wanting to do something, not about doing it, so all someone has to do is feel envious and bam, lions eat your face. The Joker's trick being that those 10 laws are basic human vices and nearly all to be occupied, wantonly. He makes a deal with Abraham. He makes a deal with Moses to free his people from slavery in Egypt in exchange for obeying 10 laws. The Joker's trick being that those 10 laws are basic human vices and nearly all of them are about not wanting to do something, not about doing it, so all someone has to do is feel envious and bam, lions eat your face. Alistair's deal with Rosie is one of these vague, nondescript deals that is indeed hyper-specific in the terms for Alistair, but vague for Rosie. Rosie says he must complete some undefined task, and until it's complete, Alistair's soul will be hers. People are interpreting this to mean Rosie has.
Hear my name.
Fox, you must do something.
Rosie says he must complete. For Rosie says he must complete some undefined task, and until it's complete, Alistair's soul will be undefined task, and until it's complete, Alistair's soul will be hers. People are interpreting this to mean Rosie has some hidden agenda, but no, she doesn't. Rosie is sending Alistair on tasks not specified.
Went off the air for you.
You forget, you are my pets. So don't you forget.
Doesn't. Rosie is sending Alistair on tasks, not specifying any of them as the task he must perform, because none of them are. She's going to keep the radio demon on her leash forever. At least that was the intention. She was going to keep the radio demon. None of them are. She was going to keep the radio demon on her leash forever. At least that was the intention. She's not going to empower someone like Alistair and then just willingly let them fly the coop. Them are. She was going to keep the
At least not yet.
She was going to keep the radio demon on her leash forever. At least that was the intention. She's not going to empower someone like Alistair and then just willingly let them fly the coop. She does things like make him disappear for 7 years, specifically to fuck with him. Look at Alistair and then just willingly let them fly the coop.
Firstly,
No, but I will.
Proves otherwise.
oh, come on now, Alistair.
Our little deal meant that I was the strongest sinner in all of hell. But I also...
She does things like make him disappear for 7 years, specifically to fuck with him. Look at the terms of this. I've surfed. For someone like Al.
inspires years on your behalf. I've served you. I've served you. I've served you faithfully. I've served you faithfully for an age. Obeyed demands, contained my rage.
Of this.
I've served you faithfully for an age. Obeyed demands, contained my rage.
For someone like Alistair, who enjoys slaughtering and devouring souls, having to restrain himself is torture. It's the kind of torture he made the deal to try and avoid, but it's not just a play. Void, but torture. It
'Cause you...
I mean, just
Your soul, yours is unlike any I've seen.
wow. That's a
The highest demons. I want to exist in hell, a tortured soul. I want to secure myself amongst the highest demons. I want to continue my fun.
It's the kind of torture he made the deal to try and avoid, but
Oh, sorry. Secret. Kind of part of the whole hell thing. You see, it isn't just. You see, it isn't just a place. It's a punishment and. No, it's kind of part of the whole.
try and avoid, but
It's kind of part of the whole hell thing. You see, it isn't just a place, it's a punishment.
I want to avoid hell by going to hell, but being the best at hell. Surely there's no obvious way this backfires for me. Yeah.
it's not just a place. Hell is a place devised by the human myth. Hell is a place devised by the most spiteful son of a bitch in all of human mythology. You're not...
Punishment.
Hell is a place devised by the most spiteful son of a bitch in... Hell is a place devised by the most spiteful son of a bitch in all of human mythology. You're not just going to escape an ironic punishment by making...
About a year or so.
I'm afraid that isn't up to you.
Not just going to escape an ironic punishment by making a Faustian bargain with someone else who is also trapped there. You're not just going to escape an ironic punishment by making a Faustian bargain with someone else who is also trapped there. In essence, all the overlords are goldfish in a tank. Of hungry piranhas, and Alistair's deal with Rosie was probably the most Joker's tricked of them all. Lucifer.
Just
And since you made me join your propaganda parade and be your little prisoner.
Yeah, of course. You're
All the overlords are goldfish in a tank of hungry piranhas, and Alistair's deal with Rosie was probably the most Joker's tricked of them all.
Let's see. I need something for Lucifer. My first thought was going to be 0 AD Funky Town, but that's going to get me copyright struck. I want to avoid hell by going to hell, but being the by going to hell, but being the best at hell. Surely there's no this backfires on me. My benefit Alistair would be if he were king, and then that's only a maybe. Hmm. Nah, a little too intense. God, where's that movie where, like, the broadcast version had the devil watching his language and it was really fucking funny? I can't remember. Tenacious D? Oh. All right, give me a sec. Perfect. All right, this is great. I was like, I heard about this like fucking 8 years ago on a fucking YouTube video, and I couldn't fucking remember it. Thank you. Found it. I don't know the exact point in this entire fucking song, but whatever, it works. Yeah. Perfect. How long was the first one? Perfect. I'm a terrible human being. There's a special place in hell for me. It's called the throne.
I've heard rumblings through the grapevine that the revelation that Lucifer is unable to harm the sinners of hell is an ass pull. Presumably from the same people who keep forgetting who Lucifer is. Now, while Lucifer and Satan are technically different characters in Hazbin Hotel, most people tend to treat the two as belonging to the same creature in Abrahamic mythology. And a lot of people labor under the impression that Lucifer, or the devil, is in some kind of pitched proxy. Lucifer, or the devil, is in some kind of pitched proxy war with Yahweh as an equal competing entity. As an equal competing entity. But in reality, Lucifer was always something of a starscream to Yahweh's Megatron. It's said in the pilot that Lucifer was cast into hell with Lilith. Of course he's there unwillingly. He might be the king, but once again, it's a Joker's trick. It's an ironic punishment. Of course he's there unwillingly. He might be the king, but once again, it's a Joker's trick. It's an ironic punishment. Lucifer, like most angels, hates sinners. They disgust him so completely, so of course he can't actually hurt them. Being king of hell doesn't actually mean anything. It's like being the strongest guy in the prison yard. It's not just a place.
It isn't just a place, it's a punishment.
Hell is prison yard.
It's kind of part of the whole hell thing. You see, it isn't just a place, it's a punishment. Mine is that I'm stuck here with all these sinners, can't kill them, can't do nothing with them, so can't do nothing with them. You see, it isn't just a it's a punishment, and mine is that I'm stuck here with all these sinners, can't kill them, can't do nothing with them.
But more importantly than the mythological explanation, this is just an admittedly ungraceful attempt to remove a plot killer from the board. You remember the Avatar state, right? You know, the super powerful mega state that lets the Avatar become 500 avatars at once? Well, a problem the Avatar state creates is that it's too powerful. Any threat instantly buckles under the power of the Avatar state. Whenever Aang goes into it, he instantly wins. So the writers of Avatar had to contrive reasons why he couldn't go into the Avatar state all the time, and they came onto the idea that the Avatar state is uncontrollable until you master every element. So different plot reasons could be brought in as to why Aang couldn't use the Avatar state. Conversely, at the end of Legend of Korra's first season, considering this was supposed to be a miniseries, they gave Korra the Avatar state. But then when they got when they got renewed for new seasons, they had a problem. How does any villain step up to the Avatar state? So they had to keep contriving increasingly shaky reasons why the Avatar state isn't an instant win button that it used to be. Oh, this guy's a dark avatar. Korra's been poisoned. PTSD, I guess. You can't have an uber powerful You can't have uber powerful characters in a story that also has villains, because then there's no tension. You can't have uber powerful characters in a story, I guess. You can't have uber powerful characters in a story that not only has villains, but also has to defeat them through fight scenes, because then there's no tension if the lead characters have an instant win button. Unless the story is about how scary such a person would be to be around. So you have to take those problem elements and remove them from the board. You're not upset that this is an ass pull, you're upset that they don't hide that this is exactly what they're doing. And ass pull or not, the only people who would have found Lucifer fixing everything to be a satisfying resolution are the people pathologically obsessed with shows of male dominance. Really sit back and think for a second how utterly miserable the show would be if it affirmed everything the V's were saying about Charlie to such a degree that she needs her daddy to come in and save her. That would unironically be the most Steven Universe this show has ever been. If anything, this revelation about Lucifer was just a symptom of a general problem with making an entire season about Vox and the V's, as opposed to the whole redeeming sinners in hell bit.
Fun fact, Dave Filoni used to be a board artist on shows like King of the Hill, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and even Fillmore before his Star Wars days.
And?
That the show, as opposed to the whole redeeming sinners in hell bit that the show is supposed to be about. See, that's the big issue undercutting all of this. It doesn't matter that Hazbin Hotel didn't think about its power scaling, because fuck power scaling. What matters is that the show has a central premise that after two seasons now it still hasn't actually gotten to. Honestly, Lucifer was a highlight of the season. He's one of my favorite characters alongside Alistair and Charlie, and not for any reason more complicated than he's just damn funny. And as we've established, I don't really have the lofty expectations of this series that others seem to. Musical.
Oh, I know exactly what I should use for this.
Did you just
Sven, you don't have to sing.
But it's a musical!
Yeah, I know, but you don't have to sing every line in a musical. Talking is okay, too.
You got...
Perfect. Now, how long is this compared to... Okay.
But it's a musical. Yeah, I know. Sven, you don't have to sing. But it's a musical. Yeah, I know, but you don't have to sing every line in a musical. Talking is okay too. Okay too. I know, but you don't have to sing every line in a musical. Yeah, I know, but you don't have to sing every line in a musical. Talking is okay too.
So away from a bad criticism, let's move on to a bad defense. A common complaint of Season 2 is that there's too many songs. When someone says this, some idiot who has been waiting all day to pantomime smugness goes, all day to pantomime smugness goes, all day to pantomime smugness goes, it's a musical. There's too many songs in a musical. Huh? It's a musical. There's too many songs in a musical. Huh?
Now the first take is good.
It's a it's a musical. There's too many songs in a musical. Huh? I usually call this performative confusion, where in an effort to make someone else sound stupid, you pretend you have absolutely no ability to comprehend spoken language. Sorry, did I say pretend? My apologies. Yes, there's too many songs in this musical, and not only are there too many of them, too many of that many are bad. Songs in this musical. Songs in this musical, and not only are there too many of them, too many of that too many are bad. Hazbin Hotel is not good at being a musical because of the aforementioned issue where it's dripping. Many are bad. Hazbin Hotel is not good at being a musical because of the aforementioned good at being a musical because of the aforementioned issue where it's dripping in fandom. Because of the aforementioned issue where it's dripping in fandom, a lot of musical numbers are aesthetic first and narrative second, while songs in musical theater, and yes, I'm sorry, this is the only footage of a musical I actually have, are all characterization and all narrative because there's a limit to how much music video shit you can do in real time on a stage in front of an audience with live theater budgets. The actual point of comparison would be Disney films, which have about 5 to 6 songs per film thrown very sparingly into the plot where they belong. Hazbin Hotel outpaces those in just 2 episodes with half the runtime. But it is, quite simply, too many duds and not enough bangers. You can yell, but too many duds and not enough bangers. You can yell, but it's a musical all you want, but that's just the fallacious defense of how boring so much of the music is. There's been a problem I've heard.
Sven, you don't have to sing. But it's a musical. Yeah, I know, but you don't have to sing every line in a musical. Talking is okay too.
So away from a bad critic.
I'm just like pulling deep into the memory for this clip. Perfect. I still need one for Alistair, but I'll find one eventually.
Sven.
too many duds and not enough boring so much of the music is. There's been a problem in fandom discourse for a long fucking time where the presence of a trope or cliche is considered over how well that trope or cliche is used. A few days ago, I had someone being completely baffled as to why I love Kingdom Hearts so much. When I'm on record as greatly disliking shonen anime, despite the two using a lot of the same tropes. To this person, the idea that I could love an S-tier example of a genre while disliking the rest of the genre hovering around somewhere around C and D tier is something he just couldn't comprehend. So to a lot of Hazbin Hotel's fandom, they can't comprehend why someone would complain about the songs in a musical. Well, I'll tell you why. It's because they're bad. Nowhere is this more apparent than with Vox's songs, because YouTube tracks what parts of a video are watched the most, and for nearly all of Vox's songs, the part that gets watched the most is the part where someone else is singing in them. That is especially the case with Vox Populi and Vox Day, because Vox Populi
That's right, babe. Could get once you're back by our Gooch and Pool Express.
Day, because Vox Populi parts of a video are watched the most, and for nearly all of Vox's songs, the part that gets watched the most is the part where someone else is singing in them. That is especially most, and for nearly all of Vox's songs, the part that gets watched the most, and for nearly all of Vox's songs, the part that gets watched the most is the part where someone else is singing in them. That is And for nearly all of Vox's songs, the part that gets watched the most is the part where someone else is singing in them.
Actually, I know exactly what I'll use for this.
Told luck has run.
Don't you forget.
And for nearly all watched the most, and for nearly all of Vox's songs, the part that gets watched the most is the part where someone else is singing in them. That is especially the case with Vox Populi and Vox Day, because Vox Populi literally just That is especially the case with Vox Populi and Vox Day, because Vox Populi literally just has edits all over the place containing the only good part of the song, and the most watched part of Populi and Vox Day, because Vox Populi literally just has edits all over the place containing the only good part of the song, and the most because Vox Populi literally just has edits all over the place containing the only good part of the song, and the most watched part of Vox Day is the one that just rips that part off entirely.
Here it comes! Getting up the people to on the fence. I'm the Führer. I'm immense. I'm your own mayor.
Oh, people are gonna latch onto that bit.
And the most watched part of Vox Day is the one that just rips that part off entirely. And the most watched part of Vox Day is the one that just rips that part off entirely. I only touched on it briefly in the video itself, but a major problem with Season 2 is how much time is wasted on Charlie just rotting as a character. Charlie. Vox.
Let's see. Musical songs are not meant to be bangers. They're for the story. Okay. They're still bad though. Like, you're not gonna argue around that. They're bad. Let's see here. Way, it's kind of endearing. Prime example, sorry, but also for the voice actors just going absolutely ham for the most shitty writing ever, like SEO. The only two songs I genuinely like from season 2 are Gravity and Hear My Hope, and those are the only two that I will seek out and listen to on the regular. Oh, goodness. You must have missed the big one. Let's see. My issues with Charlie's whole ordeal is this could have been a 2-episode max thing, but it's way more than that. Well, yeah, that's just how serialization works. It's kind of shit. All the buildup for bitch, you better back down. Wasted potential. Yeah. Now, I need something for this bit about Vox and Charlie.
I only touched on it briefly in the video itself, but a major problem with Season 2 is how much time is wasted on Charlie just rotting as a character. Some people have tried to explain this by saying she's a pride demon, but pride is a nebulous concept in general. Much of the season amounts to Charlie being unable to accept that someone who acts in bad faith 100% of the time won't listen to her. won't listen to her, won't listen to her good faith attempts to clear the air. And like, the first time that happens, I suppose it's understandable, though I question why Charlie hasn't figured out yet that the V's aren't to be trusted in all the time they've been there on one of her friends, and one of her friends being there on one of her friends being on the V's leash. But all the attempts to justify Charlie's actions, even using existing character flaws, fail at one simple point. This is a plot contrivance. The story was written as Vox making a power grab, and anything that could get in the way of that is conveniently moved aside. Some of those contrivances are graceful, others are not so graceful. And Charlie's behavior is an example of a deeply ungraceful plot contrivance. What often happens when fandom gets into these little spats is that fandom is often aggressively hyper-Watsonian, and Watsonian critique doesn't work when critiquing quality. It's great for a book report, not for a review. So trying to sort out why Charlie is behaving this way will always produce excuses, because the real answer is Charlie could swat this gnat easily, and we need a reason for why she won't. It's the same argument for Lucifer, and why Alistair's powers are weakened without his staff. All of this exists to clear the board for Vox to be a threat, because he just isn't without it. There's been a lot of ink spilled about Vox this season, with some even calling him the best character in the series, because ultimately what undoes him isn't the power of friendship or even just anime power scaling, it's his own vices that ultimately destroy him. As long as it isn't the power of friendship or even just anime power scaling, it's his own vices that destroy him. As long as I wipe that
Get Emily out of...
Losing his shit.
Fuck, that's the longest I've ever edged.
I'm pretty sure Vox is like losing his shit.
Damn, Poppy.
I wipe that. As long as I wipe that smile off Alistair's fucking face, I don't care what happens.
that destroy him.
As long as I wipe that smile off Alistair's fucking face, I don't care what happens.
Pushback for calling Vox the worst thing in the season, because by all objective measures, this would be a very well-written villain if you ignored the contrivances, and I don't fucking care. Vox, and indeed all of the Vs, are just so unbelievably dull. It really doesn't matter how well written they are, they will still be the worst things about the series. That might sound irrational to you, and that's because it completely is. Vox's entire characterization is a personification of a conspiracy theory. The idea that the media and propaganda can convince people to do this or buy that against their basic will when it really can't. Propaganda can't make you do something you didn't want to do. And if it does make you do something, you already wanted to do it. You just needed someone to tell you that it was okay. It reminds me of the persistent myth that, like, the people of Nazi Germany didn't know what was going on in the death camps, despite them often being placed right inside residential districts. People lived right beside these things. They threw smoke up high into the sky. They knew. To take a less severe example, it's often like when people talk about how social media makes people forget that there's another human being behind the screen when it gets into its witch hunts. No, they don't forget. They know. They like bullying people. They don't forget. They know. They don't forget. They know. They like bullying people. they know. They like bullying people. And they just wait for acceptable targets to tell them it's okay. And they know they like bullying people. And they just wait for acceptable targets to tell them it's okay. And they just wait for acceptable targets to tell them it's okay. So I just can't find Vox compelling because I know the entire concept behind him is based on a pervasive lie designed specifically to reassure the public against examining their own behavior. I find Vox frustrating specifically because I find people continuing to engage with this idea frustrating. So there's no version of Vox, regardless of quality, that I'm ever going to find interesting, and that goes double for the other two Vs. They just aren't interesting specifically because they represent ideas and concepts that exist to absolve the public of responsibility for their own bad behavior. Indeed, that's what happens in the story itself. The sinners don't think about the way their anger was weaponized, and how so easily they almost doomed themselves, and how so easily they almost weaponized, and how so easily they almost vengeful, and how so easily they almost doomed themselves, all for one guy's vengeful crusade against his ex-situationship, and just walks off saying, let's never speak of this again. There's an old saying, let's never speak of this, never speak of this again. Never speak of this again. Never speak of this again. There's an old Flash game called We Become What We Behold that gives ultimately devolving into fomenting. The public are not innocent victims of media. Clear. The public are not. The message here is the public are not innocent victims of media propaganda. The public are not innocent victims of media propaganda, but 100% willing participants in it. It cannot thrive without their express consent. The reason you are not immune to propaganda is because propaganda thrives on your confirmation bias. It works because you want it to be true. Sure, maybe you, the leftist person watching this, can't fall for conspiracy theories about the Jews, but if the fascists just say elites, that instead your brain fills in the rich, when that's not what they meant at all. And now they've got you. This is why propaganda works. What they meant at all. And now they've got you. This is why propaganda works. You desperately want to believe it. And a little clever wording makes you turn your brain off. It's known in Lacanian psychoanalysis as the subject who is supposed to know. critical analysis as the subject who is supposed to know. Filtering through the noise and finding the truth is hard, and everyone wants someone else to do it for them. I've spoken about this before when talking about how people need to actually read the news more often, and I always get pushback from I've got pushback from one person who claimed that it's hard to have a reputable news source. Of course, the solution to that problem is to read a lot of news sources and compare and contrast them to each other. But that's not what people want. What they want is a single, unbiased news source, just one app that they can check and trust blindly. And that intellectual laziness is the reason propaganda gets its hooks in people. Yeah, I could check and verify, but that's like hard. Can't you do it for me? As a YouTuber with a Tumblr blog, I've lost count of the number of times someone has come to me with a question so completely outside my wheelhouse that I question why that person didn't just Google it. But I know the reason. Google requires sifting through the search results, while asking some rando might get you the answer immediately, and people wonder why ChatGPT is so popular. It takes what previously required a tiny amount of effort and removes that effort, and then suddenly, Grok gets rewritten to be explicitly fascist and gives you fascist nonsense in its answers. You can laser focus on the AI, but you were the problem the whole time. This wouldn't have its hooks in you if you weren't such a late whole time. This wouldn't have its hooks in you if you weren't such a lazy bitch. This would not have its hooks in you if you weren't such a lazy bitch. Whole time. This would not have its hooks in you if you weren't such a lazy bitch. And I can't stop thinking about this when the hypnotism TV media trust us cult leader villain. And I can't stop thinking about this when the hypnotism TV media trust us cult leader villain is the focus of the entire season, because his power is willingly given to him by a lazy season, because his us cult leader villain is the focus of the entire season, because his power is willingly given to him by a lazy, apathetic public, and that just stays there on screen every time he's singing about what a god he is. How's my approval?
Product that we are not legally liable
has ended. I never. Quite nice, though. You'd really.
Like I got a little carried away. You guys know me.
How's my approval rating?
Oh my god.
He is.
How's my approval rating?
Oh my god.
He is.
How's my approval rating?
Oh my god.
I would like to about the media that recenters the responsibility onto the public, who is too eager to take a simple, reassuring version of events to avoid thinking too hard about their own bad behavior or their own bad habits. One that centers the laziness and wanting someone else to do your thinking for you as the problem in and of itself. It's as I'm often eager to say, the algorithm can only put something in front of you. It's as I'm often eager to say, the algorithm can only put something in front of you. It's on you if you choose to interact with it. You get so much negativity on your feed because you are a negative person. If you've ever wondered why your social media feed has so much negative, If you've ever wondered why your social media feed has so much, so all that means you are a negative person. So all that means that it doesn't matter how Vox is written, the ideas and themes how well Vox is written, because Vox's entire presence in the story is based on faulty ideas and themes, and I'm just not going to walk with the show to that pier. Anyway, that's enough discourse for one day. Come back next time for, I don't fucking know, something not has-been related, unless something else annoys me. Bye! Bye-bye! Oh. There we go. A little ungraceful, but that's what tomorrow's editing was for. Assuming I ever get to tomorrow's editing. McKay's off to... Oh, right. I'm going to play fucking Hero Quest tomorrow. Oh, so, Monday. Monday's when we do it. Monday's when we do it. Okay. Also, you did fine with the editing. Thank you. Of course I did fine with the editing. I've been doing this for 15 years. My editing would probably be a lot nicer if I gave a fuck. And nobody was expecting a Lyle the Kindly Viking reference in a Has-Been Hotel video. This is what they come here for. Can't wait to see the final result. It looks great from the editing side. Yeah, and I noticed a lot of people really enjoy getting a peek at how the sausage is made in these things. Subscribed exclusively for VeggieTales references. I couldn't care less about the analysis. What's the first game console you played? The Super Nintendo. This is very entertaining. I know this is going to be a great video. Thank you. That men clip is still making me giggle myself. Neat. It gives us a sense of helping you with it. I think, you know, I genuinely think that it's just more the fact that a lot of people want to make videos, but they don't know how, so watching someone else make one is, like, the easiest way to learn. Somebody just saw. It's like, God, Nooblore, you're being so stupid. I knew there was a reason I keep Nooblore around. Howdy, cranky Canada lady. Hey, don't call me cranky. I'm not cranky. I'm just tired.
Watching others is a good start. Great that I start with A and B's and B's, but you learn either way. Ah. Welcome to the internet. Come and take a seat. Would you like to see the news or famous women's feet? I'll check out. This is a good start. Granted, I started the. Oh, right. I already read that. Ugh. You're not cranky. You're just the right amount of upset about everything. I'm not. I'm in a good mood today. You are weirdly educational. Well, it's the only reason I fucking do this job. You think I do this? You think I do this for the fucking for the engagement? No. Have you had a chance to play Dispatch yet? Yet, as if it's even on my fucking to-do list. How presumptuous of you, Melody. Starlet, what are you posting the dancing stuff to? "100% right. Watching someone do it makes the process less fuzzy and ill-defined. Hello from Canada." Hello from Canada, Dawn's Light. Why are we playing Twilight for Men? Wait, what? What are you talking about? Dispatch is Twilight for Men. I think you'd like it. Well, I mean, I've generally showed no interest in it, so I have shown no interest in it, and I've generally kept saying no and no and no, so I think, Melody, that's the point where you need to let it go. YouTube is finicky. Ah. Fuck me. Warm greetings. Warm greetings. I got no sleep last night. My stream was behind like a minute. Oh, okay. Okay, you should bump the stream up to the current time. I should have turned on low latency, but oh well. All right. So I've got about an hour and a half-ish left in the stream. So I'm just going to throw WoW on the background and we can talk about whatever the hell you want. As long as it's not Dispatch. I've already said I don't want to play that.
Welcome to the internet. Come and take a seat. Would you like to see the new already famous? Cracks knuckles. It's Morbin time. Look me. So, whatever y'all want to talk about, this is your time. Why was the Sunday stream privated? Legit, dunno. Because I wanted to. Because I wanted to. Stuff I saved from Madhouse and Sith Resurgence. Love the series. Out of all the projects you've made, what has been the most satisfying looking back? So far, Into the Void has been the most satisfying. I haven't worked on it in a little while. I've been mostly just doing other stuff, been taking a break. I've been mulling over whether or not I want to just get right into the second draft now or continue writing the first draft. What's Into the Void? It's the book I've been working on. Into the Void has been such a delight to follow its creation. I'm glad. What war crimes do you typically do in RimWorld? None, because I'm kind of a pussy. I don't really need to do war crimes in RimWorld. Any highly specific advice for writing as a hobby? That would require highly specific parameters. There is no such thing as one-size-fits-all writing advice.
Shh, I'm trying to think here.
Like, if you're having trouble finding what kind of story you want to write, I don't understand why you would have that trouble.
Flee still, and perhaps you will prolong your pathetic lives.
All I ever wanted was to
We
study.
have won valuable time. Now we must pull back.
Now, I wonder if I'll be gathered up in the mass teleport. Nope. I'm gonna have to walk. Which expansion is this? Technically this is Warcraft 3, but it's oh wow. I wonder if I can kill these. For rep. Oh my god, I can kill these for rep. Fucking bits. So, anyone had anything they wanted to ask? All right, like if you're trying to having trouble trying to find what story you want to write. See, I can't understand that problem. I don't know what the intersection is between somebody who likes writing but who has no ideas as to what they want to write. I'm sorry, I genuinely do not understand that.
And pre-Kata Hyjal is so pretty. What kind of cuisine is your fave? I kind of like cuisine from all over the place.
Loktar, friend. What is it you wish?
Any new movies catch your eye? Fuck. What was the last movie me and McKay went to see? Oh, fuck, was the Demon Slayer movie, wasn't it? Yeah, so, not really anything. I don't, See, like, in general, my media diet is kind of... Oh, yeah, in general, like, my media diet, it's not, like, on the pulse of... What's the word I'm looking for? It's not really up to date. Like, I don't watch I don't watch 2025 movies in 2025. I'll probably watch them in 2028. I kind of just watch movies from all over the place. It's why my video game, like, end of year tier lists. Oh shit. It's why my video game end of year tier lists are always like games I first played this year, not games that released this year. Which, funnily enough, I'm already working on the 2026 one. I figured I'd just put new games onto it as I came to enjoy them. Sorry, as I played them, rather than trying to remember them at the end of the fucking year. Have you ever played Skyrim? Was that ever not your thing? No, I've played Skyrim. I have it installed right now. I've just started playing it myself and I'm having quite a bit of fun. Oh, first time for everything. Tower defense type of thing in WoW. That's kind of cute. This is actually based off one of the defense missions from Warcraft 3. They were always my favorite missions, the ones where you just have to do like an endurance. Real just current objectives, survive. recording lines. Does it matter if you sit down or stand up while recording? I haven't noticed a difference. I've done both. How much time would you say you've spent on WoW? Well, total time played for Onave has been 155 days, 4 hours, 34 seconds. But I've been playing WoW since launch.
Will soon be forfeited.
Who is currently writing a story that has a base plot and desire to write, but spoons are too low to put pen to paper, so to speak. Sounds like you don't want to write. It sounds more like you want to have your story made than to actually write it.
Loktar, friend, what is it you wish? Loktar, friend, what is it you wish?
Really feels a tad over leveled. Well, I'm not really doing this for the challenge. I'm doing this for rep. I have set myself a goal on the off seasons to basically get exalted with every rep in the game that I can. I need 8 with BG1. I keep getting killed by Sarvox assassins and every inn, and Jar keeps dying. What class is Gorian's Ward, and what's your party? What's your favorite fictional friendship in media right now? Grindor and Nimue, I guess. I would put out a chapter a week, but shit happened. I lost the will to write, and I think I need to set to for writing, or I'm never going to get it out. I need to... Might help to record yourself talking about the skeleton of your store. Oh. Me, an orc fighter, Imoen, Obs, Jar, his sidekick, and best case scenario, Jahir and Khalid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. The assassins really shouldn't be killing you. First things first, you need to make sure that auto pause on enemy sighted is on. And then, like, I imagine this is the assassin at the Nashkel Inn. This is the one that's really getting you. Yep, sometimes a friendly arm, too. Okay, so the trick there is you need Imoen to be hitting him with her bow as quickly as humanly possible. Anyone who has a ranged attack, because, like, the one at Nashkel and the one at the friendly arm are spellcasters. So they are going to be, they're going to open with a spell that is going to royally fuck you. So if you have ranged or missile attacks, you need to use them immediately. If you have spells of your own, you need to use them immediately. Because if you can tap them, if you can hit them, you interrupt their spell casting. They always open with spells. Ideally, if you have a mage, which you do, you have Jar. Jar should be able to use Sleep. Now, Sleep is an area of effect spell that affects only enemies. And so if you just cast it in the general vicinity, enemies will have a high chance to fall asleep. And if they do, if they're asleep, every attack you make against them will automatically succeed.
Begun so many years ago is all this time there will be no escape.
Thanks. You're welcome. Oh, that's cool. Leather. Okay.
Of the world tree has already begun. Soon, the heart of your world will beat no more. Loktar, friend, what is it you wish?
And if someone, Jar, dies, what do I do? Just keep reloading. Eventually, you'll get the luck of the draw. Oh, okay. Oh, gods. Yeah, I gotta walk all the way up, back up to the top of the mountain.
It is my honor to serve Elune. The Kaldori will endure.
What would you say is the best way to make a potato? I like to boil them. Okay, one more run of this raid next week ought to do it. I've been checking out Deveon's Let's Play stream sometimes. I recently got a sub there, so... I think just talking about it helped for some reason. Neat! I don't know what I did, but I'm glad it helped.
Many deals for a friend of the Grummles, like you. Farewell, friend of the Grummles.
What do you need?
Look at the scale of the scale of the sands up. It's just the Consortium and the Keepers of Time. And the Netherwing, but that's for next time walking. Okay. Did the Avengers of Hyjal this week. I'll do these on the next Cataclysm time walking. Battle for Azeroth next time walking. Interesting. Wow, I have like no Exalted reps for BFA. Oh yeah, that's right. The Exalted reps were on my Demon Hunter, weren't they? Oh well, guess I'll just have to do it again because I want it all on my Warrior. Warlords of Draenor is done. Legion is done. With the exception of the stuff I need for Insane in the Membrane, as well as the Dark Talons. Classic is done. And I'm just 3 away from TBC being done. Oh, Wrath of the Lich King. Oh yeah, the Sons of Hodor. And all the Horde Expedition ones. But I could dungeon farm for those. Best Wrath dungeon for rep farming. What kind of public would you recommend WoW to? Huh? Oh, shit.
If you ever need anything.
Nice ICP reference. Eh? Insane in the Membrane is the name of an ICP song. Oh, right. I now realize how well a stream worked as a body double. I'm actually making progress with my sewing project. Hasn't happened for a hot minute. Neat! Very good, very good, very good, very good, very good, very good, very good. Very good, very good.
They going to space? Ah, she's not going to space. Hello, I hate instant ramen. Weird thing to hate, but okay. Not enough Green Goblin quotes when you're flying. We'll meet again, Spider-Man! The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the goblin and took the spider out.
Seeing you is a good day.
Mechanome Paladins confirmed.
Be safe till I see you again.
You break it, you buy it. The pleasure was all mine.
Oh, right. He goes to spaceship. I ended up freeing Homeworld from the diamonds.
What do you want?
Hang on.
Hey, can I interest you with a payment plan?
Ow, my Dalaran Hearthstone's not up yet. Okay, so the Steam Weedle farm is being...
Yo. Catch you on the flip side.
All right. Well, that's going to be it for today. Chat kind of died, so I'll see y'all later.